Hey, everyone. This is Let Me See Your Transcript, your very favorite history teacher. How are you doing this evening? Thank you for waiting. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties. How are you doing? How you doing on this wonderful Tuesday evening? We're getting closer to the weekend. I know for some of you, this is like your very first day of the work week, and it's almost like a Monday, but it's not. It's Tuesday. How y'all doing? You like my lip gloss? Is it popping? Is it cool? Hey. I will show you my little friend who's over here next to me, wanting to get all the snuggles and everything like that. You know what happened yesterday when I tried to do that. Hey, Miss Furlow Speaks, Don Panero. Hey, Speak Your Truth with Roxanne. How are y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Okay. Please come on in the room. Please share this to your other social media platforms. Today is I'm resuming the African American Greek series. Hey, Money No Love, number one mod. How are you doing? How are you doing? Where's Christine Parks? She on her way? All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of a summary because it's going to take a while, with notifications, it takes a while. Am I clearer today? Because yesterday I was so fuzzy. I'm going to have to ask Matt Churches what kind of camera he uses because it's fuzziness. Hey, the partners. How you doing? Oh, you getting the back treatment. Oh, nice. Self-care, serenity. Go, sis. Get your self-care and serenity on. That's actually on my list for this month is go get a massage. Like a real massage. So today I want to talk about Dr. Boyce Watkins. Now I know some of you told me, oh, it's for pain. Oh, okay. Peace and blessings to you. I'll keep you in prayer. Hey, the partners. And a lot of people are like, he's a financial expert. He's a really great, he has a book, he has a website, he believes in Black wealth, he has his boot camp, and he does all these really great things for the Black community. Boy, stop. However, as I learned more and more about Boyce Watkins, I started to notice, me personally, who he was hanging around. And when I saw that he was hanging around Tariq Nasheed, and I said one time, Umar Johnson, that made me look at him differently. And this was a few years ago. Because I liked him too, because I was subscribed to his channel. I was listening to his advice about Black wealth. They're like, oh, okay, this guy is positive, right? He's positive, great. Then I started looking at who he was hanging around with, and I was like, wait a minute. And then I started listening to him. His channel is called Your Black World, and he also has another channel called Boyce Watkins. He has two channels. And also another, I guess a third channel, is called Fly Nubian Queen. Okay? So he was on Your Black World with all these different Black topics, these different Black people coming on, and experts and everything. And he talked about how I first knew about him was he was explaining the Tariq Nasheed Umar Johnson beef that started years ago, and why he said he was siding with Tariq Nasheed and why he couldn't support Umar Johnson. And it was basically a kind of an ego thing. Umar Johnson, they both were doing the lecture circuit. They were having speeches. They met each other. Then after a while, Umar Johnson is like he couldn't speak to you. He thought he was should get more money than Boyce. And then when him and Tariq fell out, he sided with Tariq. Yes, 3 Lot. Yeah, exactly. Then I saw him. I started watching him, but then I still was like, Oh man, they know I'm at work. Oh, they don't. Oh, that person doesn't know. They'll hope they go to a voicemail. Sorry. And he started talking about Roland Martin. Now I'm from Texas. Roland is from too. He's from Houston. He's a Texas Aggie like I am. I think he was on CNN at the time. And did he have the show yet? I don't think he had the show on TV1 yet. But Roland is for me the most part very much pro-black, but I guess not as pro-black as Dr. Boyce Watkins thinks he should be. He said some very disparaging things about Roland, and I thought was unfair. He did say, Roland was very tech savvy. He liked to do that. I could agree with that because if you ever see Roland Martin Unfiltered, he has like little commercials, and he talks about something that he bought, a camera he bought, something for his little studio. But he felt he had a problem. He felt like Roland was catering to this upper class bourgeoisie. And, I think at the time Hillary Clinton was running for president the first time. Against and so sorry, let's leave him a message. Yes, you better leave him alone. Yes. I'm from Sunnyside. He's from Third Ward. We're not that far apart. We both Aggies. No. And I was just like, and then he did give a really valid criticism of him at the time. I think Hillary Clinton was running for president. Was it when she was running against Barack Obama? Or what's the Trump? Well, she was in a white pantsuit and she was having this discussion. And all of a sudden, you know how Roland is. He likes to kid and joke and stuff. He started doing this dance. He was like, "Oh, I need to teach you this dance. So the next time, because Hillary always trying to be hip and stuff, but it don't really work for her." He started doing this dance and stuff. And I was like, looking at Roland when he did it, and I was like, what is Roland doing? It looks like you're, I hate to say it, buck dancing for the white lady. Like, what you doing? Doing this? What you doing? And I was like, oh Lord, they're gonna be talking about that tomorrow. And Lord enough, Dr. Boyce Watkins talked about it. Please hit the like button. All right, it's 14 watching, 10 likes. Please hit the like button. 1 person dislike. Thank you for the person who disliked because you still help my analytics. Thanks. Also, Moni, can you please go and put the African American Greed playlist in the chat so that other people can see the other 5 episodes? Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what I thought it was doing. I was like, what is he doing? Did you get caught up, Roland? But I have noticed he hasn't done that since then. So I'm like, okay, maybe he understood. But, Boyce Watkins talked about it. And then he said, oh, I can't talk to Roland. When he gets upset with you, he just refuses to talk to you. You can't reason with him. So he had his issues about Roland. But I felt like the stuff that he was saying that he felt upset at Roland at, I felt like it was also some jealousy in that because Roland was a journalist. He was mainstream. He was meeting these politicians. He was meeting these people. He was tech savvy enough that he was always doing something. Aside from, doing a little soft shoe, I felt like, well, there had to be a reason for Roland to stop talking to you. What did you really say to him? So that's in my mind. I'm like, okay, something about that ain't right. Something's wrong. Then I started reading about the Charles Wu. Hey, Charlotte Wynn. Started reading about they were saying that he was a scam. I started seeing videos pop up that Dr. Boyce Watkins was a scammer. Now, before I get into this, let me say this. I'm going to put Thank you, Mona No Love, for putting it. Just a FYI, for some of you who don't know, I did 5 previous episodes of my African American Greed series. The first one, someone tell Daryl Moore I'm live. He keeps texting me. Y'all make sure you meet me in the chat tomorrow night on his show. Number 1 was Umar Johnson, 2 was Jay Morrison, 3 was Grandmaster Jay, 4 was Meechee X, and 5 was Zaza Ali. So this is number 6, Dr. Boyce Watkins. So let me say this about, just as in summary for Boyce Watkins. Boyce Watkins is an academic scholar. He has a PhD in finance. He taught at Syracuse University. Then he started getting noticed when he was on the Bill O'Reilly show on Fox. He called Juan Williams, who is a Black conservative who was on the show. He basically said that he was a slave. He got pushed back. He got noticed. And then he started telling everybody about, Black wealth, getting his ideas about Black wealth, about Black economic boot camp, and all these super. He had his It's Your World. He had his Boyce Watkins. Then later on, he gets the Fly Nubian Queen channel. The issue that I have, or what the issue that you need to have when listening to Boyce Watkins, is something that JT the accountant is. He has a show called Pocket Walking with JT. He says, and it spoke so true, he says that Boyce Watkins is an academic. He's a scholar. He is not a practitioner. He does not have clients that he chooses investments for. He is a person, the equivalent of a person who gets all A's in grad school, they get a PhD, then they get hired at a university, and then they teach. That's what Boyce Watkins is. And unfortunately, I agree with Eli from the Whatever Happened to Common Sense channel that some of the things, 90% of the things that Boyce Watkins says or do is irresponsible and dangerous to the Black community. Did y'all get that? And since then, when I first realizing like who Dr. Boyce Watkins was, I thought maybe like 50%. Daryl always says, eat the meat, throw out the bones. But as I actually had 45 videos. Today I numbered it down to 29. I watched 26, 27 of them. And the stuff about Boyce Watkins, I agree with. Like I said, I agree with Eli from What Happened to Common Sense. It's 90. And realizing that, hey, he really never practiced as a financial advisor or investor, and you're telling people to do this, he's probably not the best person. Boy, my dog is trying to get my attention. Yes, it is spot on. And so you need to be careful when listening to him. If you know people who have listened to him, please forward this email to them. Because on my show, my channel is about people leaving here more informed and more educated when my channel goes off. They can apply it to their life. Okay? And for me, mostly, I identify these people on African American Greed because I want you to keep your money. I don't want you to give these people who are teaching this pro-Black rhetoric, who are doing affinity fraud by establishing some type of relationship with you based on, in our case, skin color, Black history, how we were treated in this country, to then take your money. Okay? Now, so let's start from the beginning. Like I said, Boyce Watkins, academic, PhD in finance. at Syracuse University. He gets in trouble at Syracuse. Well, I guess you say not get in trouble. He did not get tenure. And what tenure is what after years of teaching, writing articles, writing a book, bringing some type of prestige to a college or influence, you get what's called tenure, which is meaning like, oh, you've been here so many years, now you're going to have a permanent spot at this university for as how long as you want to work here. No longer first hired, last hired, first fired. You got tenure. He did not get tenure. And he blamed it on being on the Bill O'Reilly show. Well, I'm going to put a video in here in a minute from City Ferry. Did a video, a really good video called The Dark Side of Boyce Watkins. Boyce Watkins had about, at the time, 21 reviews about his teaching style by his students. Only 5 of them were positive. His peer review articles were mostly negative. And for the most part, basically, he was an average or less than average academic instructor. Students are saying, hey, what is on the test is not what is on what he said in class. He mostly talks about himself. He's not doing anything. This class wasn't what they thought it was going to be. Remember, this man is teaching a finance class. He's not a practitioner. He's a scholar. For everything he's telling you to do is theory. Because he's never really gone out and actually had a class. And JT and also the lead attorney is another good video about Dr. Boyce Watkins. Both have said the instructors that really had the most experience that can really help you at a university or college are the adjuncts, because they all have like career jobs that they can pull from to help you. Okay? So Boyce was a full-time instructor, and he wasn't a good one. Later, he ends up leaving that job. He starts getting speaking engagement because, hey, he was on Fox. He started getting on other television shows. He starts doing the speaker lecture circuit. He gets disinvited from UCLA's alumni, I think it was alumni conference, because Boyce Watkins, like Tariq Nasheed, like Umar Johnson, sometimes they get too pro-black that they're anti-white. And so on his channel, Your World channel, Boyce Watkins said something about white Jesus. Made 2 different videos about white Jesus. And remember, he's supposed to be talking about finance, money, numbers. Why are you on your channel talking about white Jesus? But he has a problem with religion, but that's, So his manager calls and says, hey, you've been disinvited from UCLA because you talked about white Jesus. And then he says, this is in the City Fury video, he says, what are they talking about? I didn't say nothing about white Jesus. My video is about finance. City Fury shows 2 videos that Boyce Watkins did that had white Jesus in the title. And I'm thinking to myself, sir. And he was over there trying to paint himself as, oh, they're picking on me because I'm the black man and they're just making up lies about me. No, you had a whole thing about Jesus. And you gonna, then he said something vulgar. So, like I said, he has controversy. And the next controversy, and then this, like I said, he's not a practitioner. He's just lecturing like someone else we know who lectures about things and wants to get paid. And where let's say, the affinity fraud for him starts to happen is he also, in his rhetoric, he always talks about how he loves the Black woman. He supports the Black woman. He hires Black women. Okay? But unfortunately, let me put this in here for y'all. Unfortunately, what he does, he also I'm going to put this in here. This is the first video where I told you about CD Fury points out, he has these videos that he said well, initially that where I put a video in there from City Furry. Y'all need to check it out. Save it for later. Now, this is what I'm going to say something about that. Initially, he says very positive things. He was raised by his stepdad and he was raised by his single mom. Then she later married his stepdad, and that's the dad who raised him. He has issues with his biological dad. He was currently married, just got married last year, and he's a stepfather himself. So when he talks about them, his mother, even his daughters, other Black women who he gets along with, he's like, yeah, I love Black women, and when I marry, it's going to be a Black woman. Yeah, he did marry a Black woman. However, when Boyce falls out with a Black woman, yes, he does this. But he paints himself as the victim, like, hey, I invited her onto my platform because I thought she had great ideas. I exposed her to this platform, to YouTube. I helped her get set up on her own channel. And they just left and started bad-mouthing me. No. I'm going to list several women that he's done this to. Yvette Carnell, Paris Milan, Vicky Dillard, Meechee X, Maria Lloyd. Who else? Did he fall out with Sasa Ali? I think so. So, and in Meechee X, and Yvette Carnell's case, she was the one that exposed and found the video, and other people started sharing it and talking about it too, that Boyce was a fraud. Because Boyce was selling this product and saying, hey, I have this product that was made by and made for Black people and it's going to help them get Black wealth. He was selling the Black Economic Boot Camp. Okay, hey Mookie. Hey Humpty Dance. So this is CD Fury. Y'all should check it out. Save it. Because that explains like his academic background and his issues, some of his earlier issues in academia. Wait, you said Ahmadiyya Shakur? I didn't know her, but thanks for letting me know. See, it's a growing list. And then today I learned about someone named Dolores Jones. So he employs these women. They come on his show, and his primary reason for bringing them on the show, you want to help support Black women. You were raised by a Black woman. Your daughter's a Black woman. You want to support them. You're married to a Black woman. You're pro Black woman. But the other issue is you are bringing these women on because it's going to bring you subscribers and followers and money from AdSense. And this is something Yvette Carnell said that was I found it to be very true. I have to really thought about it. She said, Boyce does not have the, skill set to have the type of conversations that those women were bringing and talking about on his own platform. He needed other people to come on there and have discussions and lead discussions that he couldn't. Yes, these women were appealing. Oh, you said a lady named Goddess Masterpiece too? Boy, come on now. Boy, you knock the camera down. Ugh, boy. Okay, back. So that's what he invited those women on for. Yes, he wanted to help Black women, but yes, he wanted those Black women to help him gain subscribers. Okay. CD Fury says, oh no, something's going on with my browser. Okay. CD Fury expounded upon what is going on. Lord have mercy. And not move. There you go. Okay, I don't have nothing else on. It has been raining here all day. Lord in heaven. Jesus for your offense. Is this mama? Where are the praying Christians at? What is going on? Okay. Cross. Please, Lord. Saint Anthony, keep the camera on. People can still see me. Okay. So he invites these women on. And one of the first people was Yvette. Like I said, one of the first people was Yvette Carnell. And one of her reasons is that for falling out with him, which all the other women are going to have the same, mostly the women are going to have the same issue. He doesn't want to adequately pay you for being on his show or being in his employment. Okay. Later on, after some of them come on his Your Black World channel, he creates another YouTube channel called Fly Nubian Queen. And this is where all day on that channel, there are going to be different women with different topics. It's almost like a channel on TV, but it's just Black women with different topics. Some do finance, some do beauty, some do politics, some do social justice, some do other things. And so Paris Milan, Vicky Diller, and Meechee X were one of those people who are on there. And I am subscribed to Fly Nubian Queen because I really liked it. That's actually how I learned when I started doing when I was doing my research for Meechee X. That she had her own channel, but she also went and got hired to be on Fly Nubian Queen. Now, the way that she got on Noticed by Boyce Watkins was because she did a viral video talking about Bill Cosby being, I think, going to jail the first time, going to jail like 3 years ago. And it went viral, so he invited her on his show, brought him viewers, brought him everything. Man, just need to be, let me just be like this for a minute. Okay. So, just like all those women that were on the show, they immediately start falling out with him. And then he goes to this whole, campaign of, I paid them. I don't know what they're talking about. And then at one point, Meechee X was defending him against Vicky Dillard and Paris Milan and saying, y'all, you just didn't fill out the timesheet appropriately. Then later on, she falls out with Boyce because Boyce was not the person that she thought. She thought he was all about the Black community, having the Black community actually attain wealth and she found out that Boyce was just talking that talk and not walking that walk. And he was just talking that way so they can get paid. Okay. And Yvette Carnell was one of the first people before the others that fought Nubian Queen, before Meechee X, who basically talked about, found a video about that his whole Black Economic Boot Camp, the courses that he was selling, the Black Business School, that they were actually, he kind of like outsourced those things to a Asian marketeer named Charles Wu. So Charles Wu has this video where he's talking to another man about how he is marketing to the African American community. And when he pitches or talks about how he is helping this, in this case, Dr. Boyce Watkins, pitch or sell his product, I believe at the time it was I think it was a Black Business School. In this case, specifically to children, that he referred to Dr. Boyce Watkins as the pitch man, a character, and that he was helping him to get this niche or pace or African American market. So it almost seemed like, hey, is Boyce really running this Black Business School, this Black wealth products he's pushing us, or is it the man behind them, Charles Wu? Because remember, Charles Wu is Asian. So remember, Boyce Watkins was all about pro-Black this, pro-Black that. This product is made by and for Black people. But now it seems like, no, it's not made and for Black people, because you got this Asian guy. And so Boyce Watkins, there's backlash. Everyone's sharing the video. And let me share the video with y'all. I would show it, but I don't want to get... this is CD Fur's complete video. And he shows Charles Wu explaining the concept. Later on, Boyce Watkins has Charles Wu come onto his program and explain what he really meant. That he really wasn't saying that he was the man behind the products that Dr. Boyce Watkins was selling. He was just explaining the marketing practice or idea. Which you can say, another content creator said, yeah, I can see how that can be valid. But unfortunately, Charles Wu doesn't have the same investment in the Black community that Dr. Boyce Watkins does. And so it makes his product look like, okay, this is not really a product for Black people. And so that puts this like, oh, he's a fraud. But then he brings on Wu to do spin control. And then in one other instance, Boyce Watkins even gets downright ignorant and says, oh, all y'all coming into my mentions about the product, and I wrote all these things and wrote these books and did these lectures and did these videos to help you attain Black wealth, and now y'all asking me about this Charles Wu. Well, if you don't want to be over here, he's like, fuck you. And he throws the bird up, middle finger up. But you're supposed to be Black, PhD in finance. You're an academic scholar. You're supposed to be pushing, make this product to sell us to be, to make us get Black wealth. And when you get criticized, justifiably, you say fuck you and throw the bird up? Wow. So some people started moving away from Dr. Boyce Watkins because of that. Yes, Daryl. But after today, you may or may not like it. Okay. And I initially liked them too. I initially liked them too. So, so that's one of the, like I said, one of the stains that's on him. Then he starts getting, like I said, debates with Yvette Carnell, because like she used to be on the show. Like I said, he's bringing the women on to increase his viewership. They have their own channels. They go off and have their own channels. But like I said, Boyce is not paying them. And this is like a big track record with him. And so, like I said, he aligns himself with Tariq Nasheed in the Umar Johnson Tariq Nasheed debate. He criticizes Roland Martin because Roland Martin is at all the higher places that he cannot attain. And one thing there are three things that Boyce Watkins said. He said, one, he did not want to be a black leader because black leaders they always bring black leaders down. Okay. Let me make sure I wrote a note to make sure I wrote this down. This is very important. All right. He says he never wants to be a black leader, never wants to be mainstream, and he doesn't want to be accepted by all. And he says he wants to only talk to black people. But then he says other things that make him, like I said, sound contradictory. When he gets criticized, he also, by the way, if you ask him a question on his platform and he doesn't like it, he will block you, just like Umar does. He does the talking down to people when they criticize him or he doesn't like what they do. He says half of the community is ignorant and mentally ill. And he always uses the phrases like someone else we know, Negroes or black people. Okay? So it's like when things are going good, we're black people. When things are not, we're Negroes. Or if we don't go along with his plan, oh, it must be the ignorant of you that and mentally ill ones who don't like that. Okay? But I wanted to talk about, he said he never wants to be a black leader. He does want to be mainstream and accepted by all. But the problem is that's, in fact, what he really wants. Yes, he should not. This is the thing. He's only known to be an academic. That's the only way he knows how to respond. He doesn't know how to respond like a practitioner or someone who is social media savvy or up with technology like a Roland Martin. Even to a certain extent, Umar Johnson has much better presentation and of social media than Boyce does. Okay, even Boyce said that Umar Johnson was a really great speaker, but Boyce is not that. So that's why he needed to bring in those women. He needs to bring in other academics. Anyone who's popping or viral, he wants to get them on his show. Dr. Claude Anderson is on the Breakfast Club. He gonna call Dr. Claude Anderson to talk to him. You know, Dr. Boyce Watkins, he's been on the Breakfast Club. If we're talking about in the YouTube world, Dr. Boyce Watkins is a clout chaser. He likes to name drop. He likes to talk about pop culture topics, not just the ones about finance, money, and accounting. Okay, like I said, because he's an academic, you can't get everyone else in to come to your video. So I gotta find other people and I gotta find other stuff to talk about. So the other stuff he talks about is not always related to finance. So, but that gets him in trouble because when those individuals that he talks about claps back at him, he got a problem. Yes, exactly. 3 years ago, when Lizzo came out, and Lizzo, she's a big, beautiful girl, but she has a wonderful voice, wonderful stage presence, can sing, rap, and play the flute and dance. Now there was some mishaps. Her wearing that thing to the basketball game with the shirt out the back and the thong on. That was a no. But he gets on his Twitter, says something to the effect that basically she was like a mammy and tagged her in it, or you could say mentioned her. Comes viral. People are talking about it. He has to talk about it now on his show. But when Lizzo claps back at him, because she didn't know who he was. Lizzo is 24, 25. Was she 24, 25 3 years ago? She didn't know who he was. Even though Lizzo grew up, like I said, she didn't know who he was. And she clapped back at him. Then he wants to come back and says, "Oh no, I wasn't calling you a mammy or anything like that. I'm just concerned about your health. And in the Black community, we have this high rate of sugar and diabetes and overweightness." And so I really like what Yvette Cornell said. She said, when I met Boyce was always going through the fast food drive-through. He just got with his new woman that he got, and they go running. He eating better. He just got skinny 10 minutes ago. Now he want to talk about somebody else being fat. And he says there are other issues that he can talk about related to Lizzo, about what she wore at the basketball game. Okay. How she reacted to the Postmates girl. But she says he does not have the, like I said, skill set to have those type of discussions. And he's really only saying certain things on the internet to bring people to his channel. Okay. He did the same thing with Kwame Brown. And then when I watched his video when he was talking about Kwame Brown, and all through the video, he was name dropping. Like, oh, I talked to Charlamagne the God, and I've talked to Stephen A. Smith, and I've talked to this person and that person. He's name dropping. I don't know too much about Kwame. I don't know how to get in touch with him, but I heard of his videos. I didn't watch the whole video, but this is what I think he should do. Now, it could be called constructive criticism, or could it be that when you try to call Kwame, he didn't pick up the phone, so you're making a video about him? Because he also talks about like how he can call people and stuff like that. He was on a Hip Hop Uncensored. Yeah, but this is the thing. He just got in shape. His wife, Alicia, that he just married, he just got in shape because of her. Because Boyce has dropped some weight and got new teeth too. So she's being a positive influence on him. But now all of a sudden you want to talk about somebody's weight problem. And you just, like she said, you just got smiled 10 minutes ago. Like, come on now. So when he was on Hip Hop Uncensored, they asked him about, Ice Cube said that you helped him with the Black America, Controversial Black America plan. Can you talk to us more about that? And so basically for like 12 minutes, he was rambling, and this really was like, for the first 3 or 4 minutes, sounded like a fan of Ice Cube. Yeah. Just like, oh, I remember Ice Cube. I knew him before he called me. I listened to NWA, and I listened to his songs, and I saw his movies, and he's a really smart guy. And and then like at the 2-minute 20 mark, he basically says, "Oh, Ice Cube called me after he finished the contract with Black America plan. He wanted Boyce Watkins, who's a Black doctorate, PhD in finance, to look over the plan. He didn't help create the plan." So he's rambling for like so many minutes talking about how great Ice Cube was. And he was like, when I read the plan, which I'm really thinking he really didn't read that plan, which I'm thinking like he should have. Because he says, hey, when I read the first paragraph of the plan, I knew that this was written by a solid person. This was like an academic person wrote that. But you didn't tell us nothing that it said. For 20, like for 10 more minutes, he didn't say anything else than what it said. And I'm just like, dude, I don't think you read it. You over here name dropping Ice Cube time, over there being a fangirl, talking about how much you love him, how much he's just not a regular guy, and he was in NWA and got the song on the radio, and he wrote his own movie after he and John Singleton. To me, he likes to name drop. He likes to name drop. And with Kwame, he was doing the same thing. You could have called the man on the phone. You could have emailed him. You could have went in his comments. But no, and the thing about Boyce was, I watched the video. Some of what he said was constructive criticism, but at the same time, it was almost like, hey, Kwame, maybe you should come over here and talk to me. Because I'm going to set you up straight. And I'm just like, dude, you don't know how to make friends? And I'm like that. You just know how to go up to the man and say, hey, man, can you come on my show? Kwame ended up on Online with Tasha K. Tasha K found out a way to contact him. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, he did. And this is the thing. He did a video about Kwame. Kwame clapped back. Now he's trying to clean up what he says. It says, oh, I heard he made a video, and then addresses him in the video. But you didn't see the other video? Oh, come on, man. You know you saw that video. Then he makes another video about Kwame and says, challenges him to a debate. Sir. Remember what I said? If it's something that's someone has gone viral, Boyce is going to mention it, or he wants to bring that person on his platform. And instead of just emailing the man, going to one of his lives, something, or maybe just saying something really positive in your video, no criticism, just everything was positive, he probably would have came over. But no, you want to provoke him into having an online exchange with you, and then you're like, oh, let's do a debate. But I thought you got a PhD in finance. I thought you were an academic scholar. I thought you were supposed to be all about investments, black wealth. Are you a celebrity vlogger now? Are you doing politics? What are you doing? Are you bring him on for because he was able to keep his money? This is where he should have gone. Maybe you should have contacted Kwame Brown and say, can you please come on my show and show us and tell us how you were able to keep all of the money that you earned in the NBA? How can you help these new up and coming basketball players keep their money and not lose it? I'm just thinking. Hello? I mean, doesn't it sound like something? Hey, Lagatha. Yeah, he should have done Bob's cookies. I mean, like, couldn't he have said that? I mean, but no, you clout chasing. I'm telling you, clout chasing. And Kwame actually made another video about him. Hey, sexy star, congratulations on the baby. If you came in, I didn't. Hey, Queen of Wisdom, PhD. Hey, Daryl. But yeah, he's doing all this stuff. You just could have hey man, can you come on the show and talk about how you the man owns his own Kwame owns his own business too. Thank you, Wisdom of Life. Let me put these links in here because I do want you to see it for yourself. It's about Yvette Carnell. Talking about Lizzo. She's like, he just killed. And Yvette Carnell just so funny. She's like, yeah, you just got thin 10 minutes ago. Now you want to talk about somebody. This one's a real good by Beautifully Honest. She makes a really good assessment. And Kwame Brown. Like you couldn't get him to come on there? Like seriously? You had to. Yeah, he don't. Yes, a smart young man. Like that was a prime. I'm sorry, that was a prime opportunity. You could have invited this man on your show. You are a PhD in finance. And by the way, Boyce, because Boyce has a second channel, Boyce Watkins. He has as many subscribers as Kwame does. Over 300,000. This is great. This is exactly what needs to be done. Because when was the last time you saw Umar, Tariq, or a Boyce giving back to the community? Think about it. Think about it. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Now, like I said, he says he loves women, but he has problems with women. Also, I think sometimes Boyce is also a hypocrite. He talks about being pro-black, loving black people, loving black women, but then he treats them, like I said, when they fall out with him, and doesn't want to pay them well. Like some of the women at Fly Nubian Queen, Paris Milan, Vicky Dillard, Meechee X. There's another lady that Meechee X told me about in one of her videos, a lady by the name of Dolores Jones. This is right before the pandemic happens. Dolores Jones, he owes her $3.4. He owes her over $3,000, $3,400 actually. Yeah, I believe Kwame helps everyone, but I don't know about Boyce and them. He owes her $3,400. So they're paying her money, fires her right before the pandemic. She ends up getting evicted, gets into an accident, ends up with a cast on her arm. She doesn't have enough money to pay for crutches. He comes along and says, "Oh, I've already paid this bill for her, that bill for her. I've done a lot, but you still owe her $3,400." Yes, he talks about the black elites, but he's one himself, but he's not at Roland Martin black elite level. Even though Roland Martin is at black elite level, he's still relatable. You know he came from. He still shouts out where he's from. He still comes back to the community. He has a scholarship at the high school he went to. He uses his platform to advocate and help other people, especially during the election, keeping us informed, going to places like Georgia when they was like, counting the votes again, stuff like that. One of the things he's contradictory on, he says, he's always doing his pro-black, like I say, pro-black rhetoric. And it seems like he's against interracial marriage. When he fell out with Yvette Carnell, because he didn't pay her the money she was owed, he basically slandered her name. I don't know if it's true or not. He basically said that she was a lesbian and had a white girlfriend. Now, in the Black community, calling someone gay by people who are mostly pro-Black church, it's going to be viewed as a negative. And also, interracial marriage is not always accepted in the Black church or the Black community. So he's hitting her with two things at one time. I don't know if she is or not. I don't even know if she's married. I don't know. I don't know which way. But he's telling everybody else that he has a platform to prove it. And so there are people who are pro-Boyce. They're running with that narrative. But then when his Black daughter gets married, one of his Black daughters gets married to a white man, he don't say nothing. He don't say anything. But he conveniently doesn't talk about her. He talks about the other daughter. But I thought she was pro-Black woman. I thought you were. Okay, see how it is. There's, to me, nothing wrong with being gay. To me, nothing wrong with entering for marriage. But don't be a hypocrite about it. And he's just doing what a lot of men in the Black conscious community do. Maybe even some in the manosphere. When they disagree with you, instead of coming with a point, you say, "Oh, you're gay," and you date outside your race. Yes, it is. He is. Oh my goodness. That is so sad. Okay. Here's a video where Meechee X. Oh, and this is what he did to Meechee X. I found out what we really did to Meechee X. Remember, she had the viral Bill Cosby video. And she even defended Boyce Watkins at one point. But she ended up leaving. She said she didn't leave for money. She ended up leaving because Boyce Watkins was not who she thought he was. But she also explained in this video that I'm putting in the chat that when she was working for him and thought everything was good and everything was okay, he asked her, "Hey, what do you want to do in the future?" And she said, "I want to have my own website where I could put because I think she did spoken word, she did rap, she did she had an album, she was a singer, and she wanted to put her videos up there. And she's like, yeah, I just want to have a place to put all my stuff." And her name is Meechee is not her real name, y'all. Meechee is like slang for Michelle. Okay. And I forgot how she got the X part. Someone I think said that about her. So she wants to, I want to have my own website and everything like that. Well, when she's leaving Fly Nubian Queen, she finds out that Boyce bought her name, her domain name. He bought MeecheeX, basically.com. Okay. Not only did he do that, he also purchased all the variations of how her name could be in an email. So if it was like a MeecheeX@gmail.com, she couldn't get that because he purchased all of them. Remember, she was viral, got it on to his platform because he wanted to gain subscribers and viewers, and then got on Fly Nubian Queen. And then right when she's about to leave, she finds out he owns her domain name and the emails. Y'all read that video. Yeah. He kind of did it as like, oh, I wanted to do that. So in case no one else will purchase your stuff, whenever you want it, you can have it. Guess what? She still don't have it. Stephanie. I don't know if that woman has a girlfriend. She might not exist. That's some Boyce made up. Wait a minute. He did the same thing to her? Oh. That sneaky mother. That's messed up. That is really messed up. Dude, seriously? Okay, y'all, ladies. Don't go on Boyce Watkins' platform. Don't go on Kevin Samuels. Like, damn. Damn. Hey, Mrs. MW, Mrs. MSW. Whew. Me too. He took the goddess domain name. Can't believe that. Wow. She couldn't pollute it, but we believe so. That's messed up. That is so messed up. Oh, by the way, his own company, Boyce Watkins, is it Incorporated? We look at the CD Fury video that I posted in the chat. Do I need to put that in it? Because some of y'all weren't here early. Let me see if I can put it in the chat again. He owns a lot of domain names of his version, his name, and as well. So Goddess and Meechee are probably in that list. Okay. Now before he the whole falling out of Fly Nubian Queen and Meechee happened, like right before that, and this I learned this on Anti-African Bengali's channel, and I also found some other videos also about it as well. There was a lawsuit, involving a woman named Maria Lloyd. Maria Lloyd, Black woman, created the Black Economic Boot Camp, the whole program that he was selling. And this is after the Charles Wu debacle. She helped to create it. He put his name attached to it and sold it. She was supposed to get like 19% or something like that. It made millions of dollars, but she didn't get her 19%. But Boyce didn't forget his brother and gave him 9% of the revenue from the Black Economic Boycott. Okay. So she kept saying, hey, you owe me this money. He's like, oh no, I don't owe you this money. And then he started doing a thing like slandering her name. Like, oh, she's just upset because we're not together anymore. So this used to be his girlfriend. Okay. So I think she was about to sue him, but then he ended up suing her. And I need to do some more digging, but from what I was told, they settled out of court. And so, but this just shows you, like, he has a history of doing Black women wrong and not paying them their worth. Black women, we know our worth. We should be paid accordingly. Okay? So, but he always paints himself as a picture like, oh, I helped them and now they're turning their backs on me. No, you're not paying them. That's why. They brought you subscribers, they brought you viewers, they brought you AdSense. One lady, I think it was Vicky Dillard, No, not Vicky Diller. Paris Milan. She was only owed like $105 for something, which I still think is too low. But he wouldn't even give her that. It's like, dude, why? If you had a PhD in finance, you know all about these investments at attain black wealth. You making millions from Black Economic Boot Camp. How come they? How come you can't pay someone $105? Make it make sense. That make no sense. Do you mean black men, Miss MSW? Yeah. So let me show you the one where, yeah. Oh, this guy made a really good. I'll put these two in here. This discussed the Maria Lloyd lawsuit. It's really sad. Like someone literally makes because a lot of times you can, and that actually happens in some businesses. Like you have an idea for a product, someone creates the product, and then you outsource and you pay them for the contract work. But like, man, really, you just didn't want to do it. Okay. Sorry. So I want to get okay. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're loving this big, wonderful, great content, you can donate to my Cash App. Okay. Also, my PayPal is the same. Let me see your transcript. Okay, all lowercase. Also, you can become a member of the channel. I just recently dropped yesterday a new video that all my members of the channel and also the members of my Buy Me a Coffee have access to, and they are enjoying themselves and laughing their heads off. And I have other extra content too. Oh, BW Boyce Watkins. I'm sorry. I'm thinking black women. I'm like, what? Okay, sorry. Okay. Also, Moni, can you please post the playlist for the African American Greed episode? Thank you so much. And please, please, please like, share, subscribe. If you know someone that follows Boyce Watkins, please send this to them. Please. I want people to keep their money and stop getting taken for their money. Now, there was one thing that ironically, like I said, he fell out with Umar Johnson. But there's this thing about him being a scholar versus a practitioner. And that maybe he is not really suited for someone to be selling investment products or getting advice from him. And whatever happens to Common Sense or Eli, who I also follow, has said the same thing. And he said it was like a year or two ago. Most recently, the lead attorney, I follow him, and also Pocket Watching with JT. Now, Eli said his rhetoric is dangerous and irresponsible to the Black community. There's one thing, however, that Eli did say. He agreed with Boyce Watkins. For one time, and I'm sorry, let me go back. And this part I didn't know because I was doing all this research and watching videos and taking notes. This is one of the dangerous and irresponsible things that he said. Thank you so much, Mrs. MSW. Yeah, but this is the thing. He doesn't want to pay these women. And then when they call him out for it or choose to leave, then he starts slinging, their names through the mud. He says he loves Black women, but he's really just exploiting them. He's using them to bring to his channel, but he doesn't pay them. Or like one lady literally created a product for you to sell. You couldn't give her 19%? Like, it makes no difference. It makes no sense. Thank you, Manila. These are my other videos in the African American Greed series. Today is episode 6, Dr. Boyce Watkins. Episode 1 is Umar Johnson. Episode 2 is Jay Morrison. Episode 3 is Grandmaster J. Episode 4 is Meechee X. And episode 5 is Zaza Ali. Yeah. So, and I noticed that he falls out with way more women than he does men. He fell out with Umar and he fell out with Roland. Yes, that's right. Hey, Mookie. Invest in the Black men who respect you. Yes. I'm all for that. No scrubs. No more. I'm sorry, I'm being silly. Okay. So this is one of the irresponsible things he said. And I couldn't believe it. And this is where last year. He goes, Boyce Watkins goes onto his platform and says at the beginning of the COVID coronavirus, so I say what, like January, because it wasn't until March they told everybody to stay home. So I want to say like December 28, 2019, January 2020. He says, I don't think this coronavirus is as serious as they think. I don't think people need to really, stay home and quarantine. I mean, it seems that people who are traveling from other places are getting this. And those people that can travel are the rich people, celebrities. I don't see no celebrities being carried out on stretchers. I don't think it's that serious. So Eli, from Whatever Happened to Common Sense, says Boyce was wrong for saying that. Because he is implying that only rich or successful or celebrities get it. So everybody else who doesn't fit that category can go on about their business. But what he's saying is that at the time, COVID-19 had a transmission rate of 2.2. So if there's one person that has it, 2.2 people will get it. And he talks about how that Boyce should not have concentrated on the celebrities. He should have concentrated on how the COVID-19 was affecting the healthcare industry, the healthcare system. And he was saying our healthcare industry healthcare infrastructure is not suited to deal with a pandemic. Most of the supplies that you have to use in the hospitals is made in China. Where China is where it all started. So whatever they make over there, they're going to keep it first for themselves. And there's probably going to run out of beds in hospitals, because there's too many patients. And he said he thought that was very irresponsible of Boyce to imply like, oh, only celebrities are getting it, so it's not that serious. And since Boyce also has young people watching him, they just gonna go on about their day like usual. But For every one person that has it or who is a carrier, 2 people are going to get it. So he made a very good point. He says, if, hey, Renee, if someone is a carrier, COVID-19 character, they leave their apartment, they are living on the 8th floor, they press the button to go down, but everybody pressed the button to go down. They go catch the subway, they hold the railing, they got a Metro card, they put in the machine, they go to the store, they buy something, got to press the numbers on a little pad, okay? You meet people at the office, you shake their hand, okay? And so how many people have you interacted with if you're a carrier or if you have COVID-19 and you're not a celebrity? You're still going to need to quarantine. You're still going to need to wash your hands. You're still going to need to wear a mask. It's not just celebrities that are getting infected. I have to admit, initially, I had them same jobs. I was like, okay, so like everybody either who got money or went on a trip or a celebrity is getting it. And I was like, okay, but I was staying in the house, so I wasn't going nowhere. But black people, we still going to church, getting it. Spanish people going to church, getting it. People in the service industry, getting it. So it wasn't just us. So that's why I'm saying this is an example of Boyce being irresponsible and dangerous in his rhetoric about things. Now, pocket watching with JT also says that Boyce Watkins is irresponsible because he actually promoted Jay Morrison's Tulsa real estate fund. Let that marinate for a minute. Pocket watching with JT, by the way, JT is an accountant, said that Boyce Watkins was promoting, helping to sell Jay Morrison's Tulsa real estate fund. And according to JT the accountant, that is the worst investment that has been promoted in the Black community. And I'm going to put Eli's and Pocket Watching with JT in the chat so that y'all can see it yourself. Remember, Eli is a finance person too. He's a younger guy. He's 31. He's had his channel for a while. And Pocket Walk with JT, he's an accountant. These are practitioners, not just people doing stuff in theory. Okay. And JT does break it down like he really breaks it down for you. Okay. And so you believe it? Yeah. Okay. So I'm putting that in the chat as well for y'all to see. Now, Eli, from whatever happened to Common Sense, did say there was one thing he agreed with Boyce Watkins on. So, like, Boyce Watkins is kind of like a clock that's right twice a day. He said that there's a thing that the Black middle class is doing that is hurting them hurting their chances to attain Black wealth. And that is conspicuous consumption. And what they meant, what he mean by that is the Black middle class are buying a lot of things because it's associated with status, kind of like keeping up with the Joneses, new car, new clothes, new watch, because you're showing your wealth. And said that the money that is used to purchase those things could be used to, one, invest or save, so that those things can then be passed on to your children. He says Black middle class, this is Eli saying, Black middle class, to really be middle class, you should have about, if you have less than 5,000 or less than 1,000 or 1,700 in savings, you got to really evaluate where your money is going. So I thought that was actually, let me put that in there too. So let me put that in there. Oh, what happened again? Okay. I had to start thinking about this. I'm like, where's my extra money going? Okay. All right. So there you go. And this is about okay. We back. All right. So what was that? Okay. So he like I said, Eli actually agrees with Boyce Watkins in this case and says, hey, what he says about conspicuous consumption is actually correct. That the Black middle class is spending too much and not saving and investing enough. Really not investing enough. Okay. Because they should be passing on their middle class status to their children. So really got to think about, really had me start thinking myself. So, but his channel is called Whatever Happened to Common Sense. Okay. Now, let's get into, I'm trying to think, because I wrote a lot of notes. Okay. One of the things about, like I said, about his advice, remember, he was, okay. So, Roxanne, if you're in the chat, I do. I'll give it to you later. Okay. Remember they had the Black Wealth Boot Camp, right? He was selling. So they're supposed to get certificates for completing it. People never got their certificates. If you referred people to the Black Wealth Boot Camp, you were supposed to get a portion of that money. People never got it. One lady, she had a really good, another thing that he said that was very dangerous. Remember, he's pushing this whole idea of Black wealth, but he's not wanting to. Does she not know I'm live? She was just in the chat. But it don't matter. Can you text Speaking Truth for Roxanne? I'm still live. Okay, yeah, all right. I love my friends, I do. All right, so he also made a video, y'all, saying that people didn't need to go to college. Now, let me get this right. And this is Kenya. I'm gonna put her thing in the chat in a minute. What is going on? She's like, look, his black business school is not an actual college or degree-seeking institution. It's good for like professional development, or you just want to personally know more about investments and money and finance. But it's not going to get you a job. It's not going to help you with a career. It's more or less for like professional development, stuff like that. And she also thought it was very dangerous for him to tell people that, oh, you don't need a degree, you don't need a college diploma. He's something to be entrepreneurs. I think even trades. But she brought up a great point. She's like, wait a minute. Everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Some people we need 9-to-5ers. If I need to go to the bank, I need people who want to be working in the bank from 9 to 5. People who work at the grocery store from 10 to 6. Okay? Schools, educators, 8 to 3. We're gonna need people who work a regular 9 to 5 job. Everybody can't be an entrepreneur. And she found it kind of like hypocritical that you got a PhD in finance from a college, from a university, but you're telling folks not to go there. Okay, hey Warrior, 1975. You're gonna have to catch the replay, but you can still listen to what I got going on. My ex hated that I went to college. Did you go far away, or was it like in the same town? But this is the thing about college, even the community college. Well, a lot of community colleges, you can go there and get a trade, a career, or a diploma, or both. You know, I know college isn't for everybody. Some people, we do need entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs create businesses that employ people. Okay, new technology by entrepreneurs. But you know, he just hated it, like to poke fun. I don't like that. Why y'all making fun of people who went to college? He wanted you to stop going. That was why he was making fun of you. One thing that Yvette Cornell said about the Black Business School that Dr. Boyce Watkins is promoting. Where were the like I said, he had a pattern of not paying the women for that. And also Umar Johnson, who, is not my favorite person, he made a good point. He said, because Boyce was criticizing him justifiably. But he said about Boyce, he said, why do you have so much time criticizing me on your criticizing and talking about me on your laptop? How are you an economist but don't have any economics? He says, you talk about investments, but where is your portfolio? Everything that you say can be read in the New York Times or in the Wall Street Journal. And when he said that, I was like, damn. Oh, I got a point. But other people have said the same thing. It's like, oh, exactly. Like, where is your portfolio? Where is your investments? But remember what JT, the lead attorney, said. He's a scholar. He is not a practitioner. And it makes you wonder, should this be the person that we should listen to? Okay. So I'm gonna leave you with this last thing. Uh let me I'm trying to make my playlist. Okay. Definitely look at two videos that I didn't get a chance to see. I'm gonna put the list, the whole playlist, the videos that I watched. I watched a lot of videos today, taking a lot of notes. But just in case, like, hey, I want you to believe what I'm saying and take that information and do really well. Keep your money. But if you want to go back and watch it for yourself, I'm gonna give you those same information as well. Definitely watch The Lead Attorney and Pocket Watching with JT, their channels, and also Whatever Happened to Common Sense. Look at Kwame's videos about Boyce Watkins. Look at Meechee's videos about Boyce Watkins. Look at Yvette Cornell's videos about Boyce Watkins. But I want you, the one, there is a video, I just didn't have enough time. And these two men, I love them. They spent a whole day, Father's Day, talking and critiquing Boyce Watkins. Because Boyce Watkins, like I said, Eli is correct, is irresponsible and dangerous. Remember, Boyce just got married. He married a single mom with 3 kids. And he said that that men can help the Black community by marrying single mothers. And the lead attorney said, Boyce is he basically implied that Boyce made a very naive comment, because when you marry a single mom, you're also marrying the woman and the kids, the package deal. And that if you were to divorce a single mother, you as a stepfather doesn't necessarily get visitation. And so you may have married the mom, helped raise the kids, then the mother's like, I don't want to be married to you anymore, but you have become the father to these children, and probably the only father they know, father that stepped up, not stepped on them. Now the marriage is over, and it's hurting the relationship. So maybe boys who just got married to a single mom, you just brand new in this relationship. You just brand new as being a stepdad. Maybe you shouldn't be telling folks that. Okay? Maybe you shouldn't be telling folks that. JT made a really good statement too. He said, that's it. I'm calling Mad Church Disease after here. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm in the dark. Hey, Tanika Shanette, the plus size doll. Y'all need to check out Tanika Shanette's channel. Okay, sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to be in the dark. What JT with Pocket Watching said is what Boyce said that was very dangerous. Like I said, he convinced people. Hey, Christine Parks, I was asking about you earlier. How you feeling? He encouraged people to invest in the Jay Morrison's Tulsa real estate fund. And he was saying some very incorrect things. Okay. And I'm going to show you something that I really need to show you before we go. Thank you so much to those of you who have been on here on with me for this long. Thank you to those who just showed up. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you for those who did the PayPal. Thank you for those who became members. Let me see my library. I'm in the wrong account. Okay. Also, please subscribe to my second channel. I have a lot of movie reviews, reaction videos, and also funny videos over there. Okay. So before I show y'all the video, let me put up my disclaimer. Hi. Everything that's been reported in this video is protected under the U.S. Copyright Act, Section 107. It allows for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Okay? So, all right. You do share the screen, audio, tab. Okay. This is pocket watching with JT. And I'm going to go to this point in the, like I said, remember what I said about Boyce telling people things that are dangerous. So Boyce is, okay. Y'all see it? I'm going to put it on the whole screen. Okay.
Time. This is history.
Can y'all hear? I'm glad you're feeling better, Christine. Can everyone hear? I need to take my mic off. I'm gonna mute myself.
And this is our opportunity to do all the things that we're gonna brag about when we're all old and gray and gathering in the same spot 40 years.
Not hype up a potential investment and talk about how
A bit crazy. At least I know I am.
All right, real quick. All right. What he's playing to is what's referred to affinity. Just didn't know that the king was bankrupt. All right, boys.
Obama and others who've done extraordinary things in the community.
Okay, remember what we know about Jay Morrison from my episode 2 of my African American Greed series. He's had bankruptcies. He's been to jail. He sold drugs. He's been doing fraud against his friends, his coworkers, and his students. And I do believe I told you in one previous video that the dividends that the investors got for this fund was like $1.76. But this man right here, the black, investment, black wealth. Also, he's an author. Boyce Watkins is an author as well. Hey, hello, Mello. He is telling these group of people to invest in the Tulsa real estate fund. By the way, remember, Pocket Watching with JT is a practitioner. He's an accountant. He has clients. Boyce Watkins has a degree in finance, has never practiced as a financier or an investment banker or the investment world on Wall Street. And he's telling another group of people to invest in the Tulsa real estate fund of another scammer. Okay.
Except I think what Jay's doing is actually equally, if not more significant than what any politician has ever done, because he puts black people first all the time, no matter what. So Jay called me up and we were talking on the phone, and he said, I want to create this fund. And so, I'm not going to lie. I'd seen other fundraising efforts in the community that didn't quite meet the smell test, if you know what I'm talking about. Ain't saying no names, ain't talking about nobody's business. It's always positive. And I felt that was a problem. It's a dangerous thing because trust is a real issue in our community.
Yeah, like someone filing for bankruptcy.
And it's kind of fascinating that we trust white people more than we trust each other, because white people have been the ones that's been killing us and lynching us and raping us and castrating us, but we give them our trust, but we don't trust each other. It's kind of crazy. Just so you know, we all a little bit crazy. At least I know I am.
All right, real quick. All right. What he's playing to is what's referred to affinity, right? He's looking for affinity. Affinity is creating a bond or relationship based on some shared concept, some shared background, history. So he's trying to create affinity with the audience, with the potential investors. But here's the issue. Affinity fraud is something that is rampant within the financial services industry. And what affinity fraud is when a potential scammer, they are going to sell you the investment mostly based on your relationship to them. They don't want you to actually run them through the same criteria and tests that you would a normal investment. They're going to say, hey, man, hey, I'm one of you. I come from the same background you come from. I'm going to make sure that we make money in this. And what ends up happening is you let your guard down. You don't put them through the same amount of scrutiny that you would someone who wasn't a part of your community, and you end up getting got. It's called affinity fraud. And for me to watch a finance PhD tap dance on stage and basically sell people a horrible investment, and we'll get into why I say it's a horrible investment. He's basically selling this horrible investment based on affinity. He hasn't mentioned any numbers yet. He hasn't mentioned why it makes any kind of investment sense or business sense. He's selling you based on pro-black. It's pro-black. Jay's pro-black. He's going to do things with the money that's pro-black. So let's support him because it's pro-black. That's all I've heard so far. But let's hear what the PhD has to say.
And so,
okay, I'm going to stop there. Who else does that sound like? Huh? What other scammers can I say the same thing about that gives us this pro-black, black history? This is all about the black people helping each other rhetoric to sell us something. Because one thing that JT also pointed out, that again, Boyce Watkins is a scholar, never worked in the field of finance, only an academic. He has no license to give financial advice. Let me repeat that. He has no license to give financial advice. And this man wants you to buy his book, to attend the Black Business School, to do the economic boot camp. I think he even had like a children's version of the economic boot camp. And unfortunately, in the words of Umar Johnson, where is your economics? You telling people to invest, where is your portfolio? I'm just saying. Oh, Lord. Well, thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen, so much for being on here with me for an hour and 45 minutes. Next Tuesday, I will be doing episode 7, Tariq Nasheed, aka Marcus Sanders, who, by the way, is also an associate of Dr. Boyce Watkins. And by the way, I forgot to put this on here. Tariq Nasheed is the founder of the Foundational Black Americans, which is another version, more pimping version of the ADOS organization. And they had a conference last year, and Dr. Boyce Watkins was one of the speakers. This man. Thank you so much. Please, everyone. I'm not trying to tear down the Black man. I am trying to save Black people from spending their money unnecessarily. Okay? These people are committing affinity fraud. And they're using the fact that we are Black and they are Black to gain our trust. And it is hurting us. The pimp preachers are doing it in the Black church. These other pro-Black people are doing it in the Black conscious movement. Okay? Excuse me. Please check out my friend, Speaking of Truth with Roxanne. She had a really great video last night. Excuse me, got the hiccup. Last night, about shame. You guys should check it out. I had a really good, cute dog story yesterday for Serenity for Monday. Check out my friend Daryl Moore on Wednesday. I will be in the live chat. And then Thursday, as you can see, Mookie and Sweet Pea, Tamika Brown. And then Friday, again, Daryl's channel for Friday Night Live. Then I'm going to come back on Saturday. Roxanne will be at 5 p.m. Eastern, and I will be at 10 p.m. Eastern. She's doing the Sisterhood. I think they're doing an anonymous letter, I think. Are y'all, Christine? Can you put Roxanne's link in the chat so they'll know where to go? Are there any other content creators in the building? I'm supporting content creators partners. Let me go get your link. These are 3 guys, school friends. They're different parts of the country. And this is their podcast. So I'm putting it in the chat. So check them out. Like, share, subscribe. I want to help other content creators. Others have helped me. All right. And anything else I have forgotten? I hope not. Please check out Pocket Watching with JT, the lead attorney, Please check out Whatever Happened to Common Sense. Even though sometimes I love her, even though sometimes she's problematic, to let you know, she curses. Meechee X. Let me see. And check out some of the other ladies. There's one lady named True Royal, and there's another lady named. And I think I'm going to subscribe to her. Let's see. Being Beautifully Honest. I like her. And I got Kwame in there too. I follow Kwame. A lot of these people I actually follow already. So, The Opinion Junkie is really good. I like Hip Hop Uncensored. I like Yvette Carnell. I don't always agree with everything she says, but most things she says. So this is my friend Roxanne. Please check out her video from yesterday. So love you all. Please hit subscribe, like, share on other platforms so we can help other people to save their money. Okay? Save their money. If you came in late, please go back to the beginning. You do not want to miss the information that I had here for you. Okay? All right. Good night, y'all. See y'all on Daryl Moore's chat tomorrow. Bye.